Hello students, welcome to this online course of hydraulics engineering. So today we are going to start our new topic. It is the continuation of the same unit, but the topic is different, that is most economical section. So as an engineer, what is our prime duty? First is to serve the society. How we are going to serve the society? By checking or by finding out the necessities what the society is requiring. So like we have to provide the water to the society, clean water, and at a nominal rate. So what we are going to do, like the government will charge for that water. So as an engineer, what is our duty? Our duty is to maximize the profits. How we are going to maximize the profits, so that the government as well as the public is going to be benefited in the same manner. So for that, what we need, we have to reduce our expenses and our output should be maximized. For that, we need the most economical section to carry our flow. The water that is being flowed should be carried in the most economical cross sections. So what is our duty? To check or to provide the most economical section for that given flow. So let us check how we are going to do. So what is a most economical section of a channel? It is also called best section or most efficient section, and it is one in which it gives the maximum discharge for a given amount of excavation. So for every process there will be requiring some money. So for excavation, the cost is there. If we are checking for that cost, so this the most efficient channel will give the maximum discharge. From continuity equation, it is evident that discharge is maximum when velocity is maximum. So the cross section of the channel will be same, constant only. So what we are going to do, we are going to maximize the velocity in a way, you can say. From Chezy's formula, the Manning's and Manning formula, it can be seen that for a given value of slope, the surface roughness of the velocity of flow will be maximized if hydraulic radius is maximum. So the formula, I think you remember, V was C root RS, or V was 1 by N R power 2 by 3 S power half. So you can see this is constant, this is constant, this we can change. So if we are going to maximize it, R max, if we are going to find out, then we can easily calculate the maximum flow, and R is what? R is A by P. Okay, area is constant, so we have to minimize this P. So if we are able to minimize, we are able to calculate the minimum value of perimeter, then that section will give us the maximum discharge. So this is the fundamental idea behind this efficiency, to maximize the efficiency of a given channel. So every time what we are going to do, we will calculate the perimeter, we will minimize it with respect to the channel depth or whatever parameter is there, and that by that calculation we can calculate the R. By putting the value of R in velocity, we can maximize the velocity, and the area is constant, so the velocity, the discharge will be constant. Further, the area being constant, hydraulic radius is maximum if the wetted perimeter is minimum. This condition is used to determine the dimension of economical section of different forms of channel. So for any, it can be triangular section, it can be trapezoidal section, it can be rectangular section, it can be circular section. But for in your course, circular section is not there, so we will be discussing only triangular, rectangular, and the trapezoidal section. The best form of channel which complies with this condition is one which has semicircular cross section. This we are going to see how it is coming. Now first is the most economical rectangular channel section. So this is our channel, depth is Y, the base width is B, the top width is T. So in case of rectangle, T will be equal to B only. So this is nothing but B. So how we are going to do that? Area is B by Y, wetted perimeter is B plus 2Y. This we already know from the previous discussions. Now we want to have perimeter in terms of depth. We want to check the minimum perimeter for a given depth. So what we have done, because if perimeter is there and if we are changing there can be only one variable. B is also variable and Y is also variable. So we have eliminated B from these two equations, and B is nothing but, from here you can see a is equal to b into y, so b will be a by y. So we have calculated perimeter in terms of y and a. Because area is constant, so only variable is y here. So what we are going to do, we will differentiate it and put it as 0. So from here you can get area is equal to 2y square, but area is what? B into y. So we can get the relation between y and b. So for a most economical rectangular section, the depth of flow should be half of the width, that is b by 2, or you can say that the base width of the channel has to be 2 times the depth of flow. So hydraulic radius will be, if you'll calculate, it is coming out to be y by 2. So for the most economical channel, the hydraulic radius should be half the depth of flow. Okay, so the depth of flow is equal to half the base width, and hydraulic radius is equal to half the depth of the flow. So in this way you can calculate the various dimensions of a rectangular channel for it to be most efficient. Now the most economical triangular channel section. Again, same process we have to do. We are going to calculate the area of flow, that will be half into base into y, depth. So depth is y. If this is 1:m, so this will be 2 times my. So area is what? Half into y into 2my. Half and 2 will cancel out. My square will be there. Perimeter is this distance and this distance, so 2 times y under root 1 plus m square. So we want to calculate, we want only one variable. So what we have done, we have replaced y in terms of m only. So this is, from these two equations we have eliminated y. So perimeter is what? 2 root a root 2 square m plus 1 by m. So area is constant. Again we are going to take the if we are able to calculate the what? Slope, then also we can able to calculate the depth of the flow. So that's why we are taking differentiation with respect to m. dp by dm is 0. Take the differentiation of this section, you will get this equation: 1 minus m square is equal to 0. So 1 plus m and 1 minus m will be 0. M is nothing but plus minus 1. So tan theta is plus minus 1. That means theta can be 45 degree or theta can be 135 degree. So by common sense or by just observation, you can see theta cannot be equal to 135. Theta has to be 100, and if this theta is 135, so you can see this type of channel section, nothing like how we are going to allow the flow. So theta has to be 45 degree. That means this angle is 90 degree. Okay, because this is the apex angle has to be 90 degree, because this is 2 theta. 2 theta will be 45 into 2, that is 90 degree. Area, the radius, hydraulic radius will be a by p. Put all the values, you will get y by 2 root 2. So a triangular channel section will be most economical when each of its sloping side makes 45 degree to the vertical. It can be say that it has to make a 45 degree from the horizontal. It is one and the same thing. And radius, hydraulic radius has to be y by 2 root 2. So these parameters you have to remember. If in exam the question is like for 2 marks or 4 marks, you can directly use them. If the question is for like 10 marks or 15 marks, then you have to first calculate, first you have to derive these equations, then only you can use them. So you have to like use your presence of mind. Like if the question is of 2 marks and they are asking calculate the perimeter, tell the area, depth, all the things are there, and only 2 marks are awarded, so you have to use directly. If you are not able to remember these quantities, then you have to derive in the examination and you will lose your time, so you can miss the other questions. So try to derive these equations on your own, and then in examination if the question is of like 15 marks, then you have to first derive these equations, then only you can use it. So let us move to our next section, that is most economical trapezoidal channel section. So let us see, we could have done like by first calculating this value, and then we have, so it is okay. So first area of flow will be this, we already know, b plus my into y. Slope is 1:m. Perimeter is all the things we have calculated. Now we have eliminated b. Now here you can see m and y two parameters are there. Okay, so first we are going to check with respect to y, then we have to check with respect to m, because both quantities are variable. So first we will assume that the slope is constant. With respect to constant slope, we will calculate the depth of the most economical section. Then what we are going to do, we will assume that depth is now the slope is the depth is constant with respect to that constant depth. Then we will calculate the slope. So two times we have to calculate because both y and m are variable. So from here you can see like dp by dy is 0. So this is the differentiation of this parameter. So after manipulations, like after not manipulation, this is just simplification you can say. So this quantity will go this side, this will become positive. So area, value of area we have put here, and we have calculated, we got this value like this. Or like after all the simplifications, what we are getting, t by 2, that is top width by 2, is equal to, is the length of side slope. The length of side slope is what? Y under root 1 plus m square. So for a constant slope, what we are getting, the top width of the most economical section is 2 times the, if you multiply 2 here, 2 times the side width, side length of this side slope. Okay, so with respect to this, calculate the hydraulic radius, you will get y by 2. Now in the second part, we are calculating what could be the what is the name of this structure. How we can say, like if the now depth is constant and we are changing the slope. Now let us assume this midpoint as the center. OF is perpendicular, this is here perpendicular, we have put the perpendicular to the side BC, sorry, this is DC. Now in triangle O, D and F, this triangle O, D and F, this is 90, this is theta. So sin theta will be what? Perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So perpendicular is OF and hypotenuse is OD. So sin OF will become OD into sin theta. That is first equation. Now in triangle CDE, triangle C, D and E, here also we are calculating sin theta. So sin theta value is coming out to be this value, 1 by root over 1 plus m square. You can calculate from this triangle. This implies OF is nothing but y only. If you will put the values from both equations 1 and 2, you will get OF is what? This is also y, this is also y, and if you will draw the perpendicular, this is also y. So this is nothing but a, if you will draw a circle, it will touch all the sides of the trapezium. Thus a circle with center O and radius equal to the depth of flow will be tangential to the 3 sides of the most economical trapezoidal section. This condition stipulates that the most economical section is nothing but a half hexagon, a regular hexagon, and it is half. So if you can plot this type of hexagon, and if you will cut from midpoint, you will get the most economical trapezoidal section. Now try to calculate, we are going to calculate the slope. Okay, so these calculations we have already done. So the top half of the top width should be the equal one side of the one of the sloping side. Hydraulic radius is y by 2, and semicircle will be drawn and it will touch all the sides of the trapezium. Now best side slope for most economical trapezoidal section. So we are calculating dp by dm. Okay, this is m is equal to 0. So dp by dm, same p we are having. You will get the value, y is constant here. You have to be very clear that now we are checking the slope, then we are assuming y is constant. Okay, so y is constant, so it will get cancelled out. This equation we are getting in m, only m is there, so we can calculate the values. M is nothing but plus minus 1. So m is what? 1 by tan theta is equal to 1 by root 3. So theta is coming out to be 60 degree. Now half hexagon is okay, but this is the regular hexagon. What is how regular hexagon look like? All the sides are equal and all the angles are 120 degree. So We have calculated this angle, this is 60 degree, so this will be 120 degree. Okay, so for most economical trapezoidal section, half of the top width is equal to length of the sloping side. From here you can get base width is equal to 2 by 3 root y, 2 by root 3 into y. Wetted perimeter you can easily get 3 into b, and for a side slope of 60 degree, the length of sloping side is equal to the base width of the trapezoidal section. So the most economical trapezoidal section is what? It is a half of a regular hexagon. Okay, so they can ask you this in objective problems. It will given as this statement is given, whether it is true or false, so you can easily write the answer. So this is all for today. In the next lecture we are going to solve the problems based on the concept we have discussed today. So this is all for today. Thank you.